All right. So this is the Sly Broadcast Process. Okay. So we have 7 steps. The first step is scheduling. Okay, and we call it macro schedule because you're doing the whole thing by month first, right? You're scheduling it by month, right? So you schedule it monthly. How much do we want to send per month? So what we're going to do is we're going to create a campaign planner here, right? We're going to name it, right? This one I'm naming number 11, Sly Broadcast, March 2017. Put number 11, put the scheduled for date. It's the first Monday of the month. And the number of weeks that we're doing is the number of Mondays in that month. So we're doing 4 Mondays, so 4 weeks, okay? 4 weeks right here. Sly Broadcast and planning. Now we want to do 15,000 broadcasts this month, okay? So what that means is basically we want to basically broadcast out 15,000 broadcasts for the month. All right, again, we're starting the first Monday of the month, which I explained. And we're going to be doing 2 blasts for now. We're going to be doing 2 blasts daily. One at 9:30 a.m. Other at 2 p.m. Let's say 2:30 p.m. Okay? When it's all done, you want to add the total increments, how many blasts to send out per month. All right? So what I mean by that is I'll go to my Excel sheet. So we're doing 15,000 broadcasts, right? And this is just something you have to calculate. There are 4 weeks, and we're doing it 5 days a week, and we're doing 2 daily blasts. So how many blasts monthly? You just multiply all these together to get 40, okay? So we're doing 375 numbers per blast because it's 15,000 divided by 40, which is the total amount of blasts. So 375 phone numbers per blast, okay? Next, we want to choose the lists. So what lists have been working? All right, we analyze it, and we put it in the campaign planner. So for now, what we're going to have to do is create in DM list, in DM, yes, in DM lists, what we're going to have to do is create Sly Broadcast campaigns. Okay. So what we're going to have to do, right, is we're going to have to choose which lists we want to broadcast to, and then we're going to have to create in DM lists. We're going to have to create another list. So let's say we wanted to mail to broadcast 20,002 non-equity owner occupied. We would literally make another list here that looks exactly the same as this, except it would be a different number because we want the number of phone numbers, not the number of people. So what we can do easily is just go to our calls lists. Hopefully they're created, right, Jonah? Let's see. I don't know if it's created or not. 20,002 non-equity. All right, so we don't have it here, but we definitely want to put it there. So we have 20,002 non-equity owner-occupied that we want to put in our calls list. That's a complete separate procedure. But as soon as we get the number of phone numbers, we're going to create it here. So 20,002. We'll say Sly Broadcast 20,002 non-equity owner-occupied. And then it'll be however many are here. So let's say non-equity right here, right? So this is owner-occupied? Yes. So we take this. All right, you're going to do this after, Jonalyn, but I just want to get the total number, okay? So, boom. The total number of phone numbers is 8,887, okay? So we go back to our direct mail lists, 8,887, okay? We're going to say this is DC Metro, and we're going to save this. Okay? So now we have $20,002. Oh, wait, where is it? Sly Broadcast 20,002 non-equity owner-occupied right here, okay? 8,887. Okay? So what we're going to do is go back to our campaign planner, and we're going to add this. All right? So we have 8,800. But we want to get to 15,000. So we're just going to add another list. The same exact process. Now, once that's done, we want to click the Create Campaigns button, right? And what we can, we want to click the Create Campaigns button. And then it'll create the campaigns. So we're back to our lists here. We put them in the campaign planner. And then they need to be reviewed and approved by me. If they're approved, you continue. Then you create the macro campaigns, right? So what we're going to do is create a call round number for each market. What's up?
Yo, I just realized we can't even hook these up to our laptops. Think about it. How do these hook up?
So what we're going to do is we're going to have one phone number for each major market, right? That's it. We're not going to have, one phone number for each campaign. It's gonna be too crazy. It's gonna be too many. So what we're going to do is, let me just show you an example. So this is how it looks in Sly Broadcast. So this caller ID, we're not gonna have a million different caller IDs for all the different campaigns. We're just gonna have one per major market. So if it's DC, it's gonna be 202, 800, whatever the number is, right? If it's Tampa, it's gonna be 813, and then whatever other number, okay? So in CallRail, there's two companies. There's Ace Equity Pros LLC, where all the Podio leads automatically go to, okay? So all Podio leads, whenever anyone calls any phone number here in Ace Equity Pros, it automatically creates a Podio lead, okay? But for Sly Broadcast, because there are so many Sly Broadcasts phone numbers, and a lot of them are incorrect phone numbers, and people are going to call back and it's going to be wrong numbers. We don't want to create leads for all of those people because it's just going to be a waste. So what we're doing is we created another quote-unquote company here in the call rail called non-Podio leads. So whenever anyone calls these phone numbers in any of the non-Podio leads, they don't create leads in Podio, right? So what we have is this Sly Broadcast number right here, for example, right? Let's say this 202 number. So we would put this 202 number here in the Sly Broadcast, right? So whenever anyone calls back from the Sly Broadcast, they go to this number, right? Now, we're going to attach the call flow to this Sly Broadcast. So what this call flow is going to do, it's a little bit confusing, but just keep up with me here, is it's going to play this recording, right?
Hey, and thanks for calling in.
So it basically says, hey, thanks for calling. You know, this is the reason for our call. If you're interested in selling your house, press 1. If you're not interested, press 2. All right, so what happens when they press 1, well, everyone that presses 2 that's not interested, we're not even going to do anything with them, okay? They're just going to get lost here because it doesn't create a lead in Podio, and we don't care about them. We really don't. What we care about is the people that press 1, right? Those that do press 1, we care about those. And what happens with those, let me show you. In the interested lead, if they press 1, then they're going to dial this phone number. What this phone number is the phone number in the other workspace with the Ace Equity Pros LLC. And these actually do create a lead, right? So here, this is this number right here, Sly Broadcast DC number. So basically what happens is that when they press 1, it calls this number, and then it creates a lead in Podio if they're interested, okay? So once they press 1, then it rings these phones. It rings, once they press 1, it goes to this phone number, right? And again, that phone number is this phone number in the Ace Equity Pros call rail account, which is attached to this call flow. So what that call flow does, it just rings our phones here, and then it goes to live calls. And then one of us picks up, and then they can fish the lead out from there, okay? Does that make kind of sense? Hopefully that makes sense when you watch this. So,
yeah.
But again, just to clarify, if they call this original number in the non-Podio leads, and they press 2 or they hang up or anything, it's not going to create a lead in Podio, and we're not going to waste our time with it because we don't care about those. We only care about the people that are interested. Okay? So, to kind of go back, we have to, create one phone number in DC for Sly Broadcast, and we have to create one phone number in DC for Sly Broadcast in Ace Equity Pros. So we have to create one phone number per market in each of these. I know. Oh, you did? Perfect. Just email it to me. Okay.
Just put
perfect. Hold on, I'm doing a video right now. Let me just finish this, and then I'm gonna come over. We're gonna have a meeting. We need to have our meeting though.
Yeah, I know.
So we need one phone number per market in each one of these call rail accounts. Okay. Bang. Okay, so now that we have the phone numbers created, right? We go back to our step-by-step. Create call one number for each market. Ensure the call flow works. Use this phone number for Sly Broadcasting. So bang, that's it. So if we go back to our campaign planner here, right now it's easy, obviously, because there's only one list here. But let's just say, for example, that we have a few of these. All right, I'm just using these as an example. So let's say we have 3 Sly Broadcast lists attached to this. That's a total of 14,177. What we're going to do is now we want to create the campaigns for these. 1 in Podio, and then 2, we're going to create a mass Excel sheet that has all of these phone numbers, just like you do with Sly Broadcast already. So we're going to create one mass Excel sheet, and it's going to total up 14,000. But as we explained here in our previous Excel sheet, we want to split it up into 40 different Excel sheets, each that have 375 numbers, okay? So you're going to go ahead and do that. You're going to save them all in a Sly Broadcast folder, okay? And then boom, all you're going to do is use this phone number in the non-Podio leads. You're going to use this phone number that you created. So you're going to take this, put that here, upload the Excel sheet, and boom, you're done. Now, the one thing that I forgot is you're going to have to split these up by major market, right? So if we have half DC, half Tampa, then you're going to want to do 2 mass Excel sheets, one for DC, one for Tampa, and then split those up accordingly. The reason for that is because we want to have DC phone numbers, DC area codes, calling DC lists, obviously, and then Tampa area codes calling Tampa lists. Again, we're going to do 2, one at 9:30 and the other at 2:30 p.m. Okay. Now, once you're done with that, okay, so we created the macro campaigns. Now we create the micro campaigns, which basically is you're just gonna want to create the campaigns that are attached to these lists. So simple as that. So you're going to go into DM campaigns. You're going to manually create those campaigns. Now, the reason for this, what we're going to do is we're going to attach these campaigns after. Because we have one phone number, again, one phone number here, one phone number here, that's attached to all of the DC Sly broadcasts. When those calls come in, they're going to be all attached to one campaign. Which, by the way, we have to create 2. So, in our DM lists, for example, we would do all Sly Broadcast DC, right? And then that's it. DC. And then we're going to make a campaign that's literally the exact one. So all Sly Broadcast DC, and it's going to be this phone number right here. 202-813-1731. Oh, excuse me. It's not going to be that one. All right, see, I almost got confused myself. So that's the non-Podio leads. For the Podio leads, we wanted to create a lead as soon as it calls from this number right here, 4985. Right? And what we're going to want to do is match those exactly, right? Just like you do for direct mail. Oh, so we want to match the name exactly. So all DC Sly Broadcast. Right there. Let's call it Sly Broadcast all DC. Okay. I want to go back here. So Sly Broadcast all DC. Oh, whoops. Alright, I'm already creating it. Let me X this one out. So Sly Broadcast all DC. Alright. And then just save it. Oh, the corresponding list is all Sly Broadcast DC. Major market's going to be DC. Okay? So now we got that campaign created. Now remember, now that that large campaign is created, we want to create the little campaigns, because what you're going to do, gentlemen, is after every single, let's say after 2 weeks, right? You're going to go into all of the leads that have this, because we want to get it even more granular, right? You're going to go into all the leads that have this as the campaign, and you're going to re-link those campaigns as one of these smaller campaigns. So we're just creating these campaigns now. So let's say Sly Broadcast 2002 owner occupied. Sly Broadcast 2002 owner occupied. And then you don't have to, the thing about this, the good thing about this, is that you don't have to, this one's not equity. You just match it exactly to this, right? So Sly Broadcast 2002 non-equity owner occupied. There's no phone number, right? Because we just want to relink these after they are already in the system. Okay? Now, I'm going to save this to a corresponding list, which is right there. Boom. And that's it. So you're going to create 3 of these. You're going to create all the campaigns in the campaigns just to have them there. Right? Just to have them there. And then every 2 weeks or so, you're going to go into all of these and then relink them to the smaller lists. Okay? And the whole reasoning behind this is just we want to save money from not having to have so many phone numbers for Sly Broadcast. Okay? So essentially, that is the entire process. So again, when leads come in, they're going to be attached to this campaign. And then every 2 weeks, we're going to go in and reattach them to the real campaigns, the small campaigns. Okay, so those are the micro campaigns. After you do the master Excel sheet, create the folder, divide it by the total number of increments, and then send it out. Boom! Any questions?